This is the exact sales framework that helped me close over 4 million in coaching sales. I'm going to break down every single phase for you so you can literally steal it and use it for your business today. So here's what most people get wrong about sales. They think sales is just a call. They think it's about what you say in a call, how you pitch, how you handle objections. But the thing is that sales is a whole system, and that system has 3 phases. If you nail all 3, you won't need to be some kind of sales genius, and the system does the work for you. And this is a system that took me from literally selling coffee sleeves at my 9 to 5 in Germany to building a multi-million dollar coaching business with over 1.5 million followers, all organically, no paid ads, no cold outreach. And I've worked with almost 1,000 clients using this exact framework. And today I'm giving you the whole thing. So here's how this video is structured. Sales is split into 3 phases. Phase 1 is the pre-sales call preparation. Phase 2 is a pre-qualification, and phase 3 is the actual sales call. Most coaches only focus on phase 3, which is the call, but the call is just where they say yes, and the real work happens in phase 1 and 2. So let's get into that. Okay, the very first thing is your offer. Your offer needs to be fucking irresistible. You can have sales calls, you can have so many sales calls with the right person. If your offer sucks, nobody's going to buy that. So an irresistible offer is a transformation plus bonuses plus a guarantee. What is that new identity that you give people? It's not about bonuses. It's not about containers. It's not about features. It's not about calls. It's not about the things that you physically give them. You're going to talk about the transformation. I will get you from this to this in the next 90 days. This is what you're going to talk about. And this is what your offer makes it absolutely irresistible. Okay, second thing is you want to build a bridge between when they book a call and the call when it actually happens. And I see so many people do this wrong is they send a calendar link, the person books in, and then nothing happens, right? You want to send this person like a sequence, like an email sequence, talking about your story, talking about testimonials. You want to make this person hot for the call. You will send this person like a personal message through WhatsApp, through iMessage. It doesn't matter, but make sure that you are in contact with person during that time, just giving a bit more value before the actual call to make sure that this lead is warm whenever they join a call. Number 3 in that first phase is that you want to make sure that your Zoom room looks amazing. And I just want to be absolutely honest with you here is if you have a blurred background, you should not take sales calls. If you have like a messy, shitty background is in your call, you should not take sales calls. Make sure, invest time, invest a bit of money into a great background, and you'll make more sales than you can imagine. Because this matters so much. If you're selling premium, high-ticket programs, you need to look premium. Otherwise, people do not buy it. Take an example of the Louis Vuitton store, for example. If you would find a Louis Vuitton bag in Walmart, you're probably not going to buy it. But if you find a Louis Vuitton store, which looks amazing, aesthetically pleasing, and just luxury, this is where you want to buy a Louis Vuitton bag, right? It's the exact same thing with your calls. If people do not see you as premium, they won't buy. And that's why the Zoom matters more than you can imagine. Okay, phase 2, and this is the actual phase that saves you time and money. Pre-qualification. The wrong people on your call will actually kill your closing rate. Let me explain. If your top of the funnel is content or it's ads, it doesn't matter. But if your messaging attracts a person that is not ready to change, is not ready to invest anything, you won't make the sale at the end. So it's the most important thing, if you're not making any sales right now, is probably the way how you talk to a person. Because if you attract people in stage awareness stage number 1 and 2 who are probably think they have a problem, but they're not really eager to change something, they're not desperate for a solution, they're not going to buy. So it's the very first thing that I would look at if your closing rate is very bad right now. I would have a look at the messaging, and I would have a look on what is the exact thing and what kind of person you're attracting before they even jump into a call. Okay, second thing is how to qualify. The thing is that I see a lot of people just sending like their calendar links without even asking some questions. And you will probably end up with a lot of sales calls, but you don't make any money because those people are not qualified. They're financially not qualified. They are not qualified when it comes to whatever they're doing. Like you actually can't help them. If you do not qualify, if you're not asking questions, finding out if that person is the right fit in everything, you're not going to make a close. And there are 2 ways to qualify. Either you qualify within a DM, so you're actually asking questions like, hey, what is your goal? Like, what is the thing you want to reach? What is the thing that you have tried? Like, and this is how you find out if that person is really desperate for a solution, if that person already tried so many things and they just couldn't find a solution. And then also, obviously, you want to have some kind of financial question, right? If you're talking to business owners, entrepreneurs, you probably want to ask for the monthly revenue that they're having at the moment. If people are in B2C, you probably want to ask for the situation. Like, hey, how is your day looks like? Like, what are you doing? Do you have a job? Like, what are you doing at the moment? And they're like opening up themselves saying like, yeah, I have a 9 to 5 or I'm unemployed. And this is a way you can find out if this person is actually a good fit also when it comes to finances. Second thing what you can do is within Calendly. If you send a Calendly link, you can ask questions again. You can ask questions like, hey, if I can help you solve this one problem, are you ready, or are you able to invest into yourself, right? That's a question where you can pre-qualify. Like, you can make so many things to make sure that the people that you have on your calendar are actually going to buy. Okay, phase number 3, the actual call. And this is where everything more or less comes together. Okay, the call has 3 parts: welcome, discovery, and close. And those are the 3 parts that you need to make within the call to actually make a sale. Let me go through that. Okay, part number 1 is welcome and small talk. You want to make sure that you talk as you would be a human. You don't want to just directly jump into sales and say like, okay, what is the problem? Like, how can I help? You really want to make some kind of small talk to make sure that this person feels warm and welcome within the call. Okay, second thing is, or second part is discovery. And this can be like around 20-25 minutes, which is the most important part of this whole sales call. Let me explain. If you're talking to someone, and let's say, and this happens to me all of the time, is that someone tells me their problem and I immediately know how I can help. However, this person doesn't feel seen if I just leave them with one question and already present a solution, right? So you want to ask the most question you can to make sure that this person feels understood. And I want to talk about something that one of my sales coaches told me back then, and this helped me a lot to understand that situation. Is you're in a restaurant, right? And you have a waiter, and your order is super special. Like, you want to have a burger, but you want to have extra cheese, you want to have without salad, you want to have this, you want to have, like, you have 10 different things that you're going to put on that burger or leave out on the burger. And let's pretend that waiter doesn't have like a notebook or something where he writes it down. He just basically have that in his head, and he don't ask you any questions. He don't reconfirm like, oh, so you're saying that you want this and this and this. He just have it in his head, and then he goes to the next customer, and this customer also has a complete special order. And before this person even goes to the kitchen, before the waiter even goes to the kitchen, you tell yourself already, this person will bring me the wrong burger. And this person can come back with the perfect, most amazing burger that you exactly how you order it. You won't believe it, and you will still be mad about this person. Now, let me explain how that comes together in sales. If you do not ask questions, if you do not resume or do like a summary of what this person told you, this person doesn't feel seen. So even if you present the best solution ever, this person do not have the feeling that you understand deeply what the problem is, and then you think that this is a solution to this problem because you didn't understand the problem, if that makes sense, right? So you want to ask a lot of questions. You want to make sure that even if you know the solution already, you still want to ask questions, make this person feel understood and make this person feel seen. And then you want to go in a summary, right? So like, okay, if I understand it right, this and this is your problem. This is what you want to, this is what you want to achieve. Is that what you're saying? Or is there anything you want to add? And then this person says, yes, that's exactly like you nailed it. And then you can go into pitching. Okay, part number 3 is the new identity. And here's where most people mess up. Most people, what I see in sales calls, when I review sales calls of my clients, is what they do. They just say like, hey, all right, can I just show you how we can work together? And this person say, yes, that would be great. This person opens up and say like, okay, great. So you will get 12 calls with me. You will get a private Slack channel. You will get like a video course, blah, 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 right? And then you just lost the person. Why you lost the person is because you just presented features instead of the new identity. Now, how you want to start a pitch is, okay, perfect. I will get you from this to this in the next 90 days. This is your opener. So you want to get people from this exact stage they're in to the desired outcome in whatever time frame your program is. And then you want to go into features, but not only telling the features, but you want to get people through your features as you would go through a roadmap. Let me explain. So for example, you do one-on-one coaching with 12 weeks. So you probably have like 12 calls every single week for the next 12 weeks, right? So you start saying like, okay, perfect. So I'll get you from this to this in the next 12 weeks. The very first call that we're hopping on, possibly even tomorrow already. In this call, this is what we're going to do. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. In the next 3 calls, we're focusing on this and this and this, that you will reach this first milestone. And then from there, we're working on this and this and this. And this is where you want to be in 1 month. After that, in the next month, we will focus on this and this and this while having another 4 calls, right? So you want to explain the features by explaining the roadmap. And this is where people start making a picture in their head or creating a picture in their head and know exactly, okay, this is how I go through that. And this is exactly what she's going to teach me. And then they start believing themselves. And this is where you want to make it close. Okay, here's my pro tip. You will never be able to close everyone. If you're very good at what you're doing, you probably have a closing rate of around 30 to 40, maybe even 50%. That's very, very good. So meaning that if you're going on 10 sales calls, you'll probably close 5 if you're very good. So if someone is a no close, doesn't mean that you're bad at sales, doesn't mean your offer is bad, doesn't mean you did the wrong content. You can never close 100% of people. You can have systems in place that, for example, if someone needs to think about it in any kind of way, even though that your process was great and your call was great, you just give them like a kind of urgency, say like, okay, that's great. Let's just meet in 24 hours. Let's just see where we can get you, right? You want to have some kind of systems for that, but you will never be able to close everyone. So if you are don't be frustrated. If you are frustrated, don't be frustrated if you're not going to make a sale, because there's no chance to have a 100% closing rate. And that's why go into calls, learn, make sales, and become better at your business. Now, if you're a coach right now and you're making 5 to 10K a month, but you're stuck, you do have clients, your coaching works, but you can't seem to break through to 20, 30, 50, or even more, this is exactly what I help with. I don't just teach you sales, I literally help you fix your offer, your content, your positioning, your sales system, and your delivery model so that everything works together, because sales is actually just one piece and the system is everything. Link is in the description if you want to apply and book a call with us to see how we can help.